Hey, Curtis.
Hey Oz!
Hey, what do you got for us this week?
This week, my movie marriage is a simple yet effective one.
All right.
We've got a three-parter. We have The Terminator
Okay.
meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith
Okay.
plus The Stupids. This week, we're watching True Lies.
I have a soft spot in my heart for the stupids.
I think I've only seen The Stupids one time, but I
It
remember having a soft spot for it
it
as
it
well.
is it is dumb.
Yeah.
Very dumb. But it's supposed to be very dumb.
Yeah.
So in that regards, it's a successful movie.
Yes,
Like
it got the point across that it
it
was
accomplishes what it set out to do,
it
and
hit
that
the
is
target it set.
yeah. And Tom Arnold is like the perfect character or the perfect actor for that character because he's just
Yeah.
he's got I don't know, he just works.
He's
So,
stupid. He defines
yeah.
stupidity.
I do like that movie though. Like it's just dumb, but
I'm my own grandpa.
I know. And the logic makes sense behind it.
That's the only line I remember from that movie. It's "I'm my
Yeah.
own grandpa." And I think
I'm my
I
own
think I
grandpa.
think it was a song too.
Oh, he
if I
sings a
remember.
song, yeah. Yeah, he sings a whole song and yeah, it's pretty bad. We might be able to slide that in if we did like a month of like insulting titles.
There you go. I like insulting titles.
Like the stupids, the jerk,
Yeah.
Beavis and Butthead do America.
Yeah. We could fill that month pretty quick there.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll do a month of. I'm gonna get that down now.
Yeah.
So
just go ahead and take it down. Yeah.
yeah, month
So
of insulting titles.
yeah, as we were talking, just actually like seconds pre-show, this movie marriage was probably the quickest one that's ever come together for me.
Uh-huh.
But I think an incredibly obvious one as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like it hits.
Hmm.
I think the only thing you could have gone with is adding La Totale, the French comedy this was based on.
Yes. Yeah. I think almost would have been too obvious. Although I did say I originally had Commando in there instead of the Terminator, but I
Yeah.
swapped them out at the last second. Like it's a little
You
more
got-
Commando, but it's got Schwarzenegger and Cameron. So I was like,
exactly.
okay.
I was gonna say you got the Cameron reference there.
Yeah.
So I did add fake sports movies to the monthly list today.
Fake sports movies.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, movies that have sports in them that aren't real sports.
Oh, okay, I got it. And I immediately know one of the ones that's in there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
Uh, of course, basketball.
Yep. And
It's basketball's in there.
yeah, I've got basketball and rollerball already in there.
Okay,
So,
we can fill that thing with
yeah,
fake sports.
yeah. It was fun. Because crack.com had an article on like 15 like behind the scenes of basketball.
Uh-huh.
So I was reading that today, and that's what I was like, oh, basketball. Let's do a month of movies with sports that don't really
Yep.
exist.
I
So
could throw in, was it Death Race 2000?
yeah, you could even do like a Harry Potter movie with Quidditch,
Sure,
or
sure.
pod racing and Phantom Menace.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Now that's what I call pod racing.
oh, and then I ended up watching the basketball, the video of when I can never remember which one's Trey and which one's Matt, but one of them's driving after his girlfriend had broken up with him, and he's listening to that song on the radio.
Yeah.
I still remembered all the words to the song, like singing along with it. I'm like, I haven't seen that movie in 20 years and remembered every word.
It's probably Trey. Trey's the blonde.
Yeah, it's Trey.
Matt's got the dark hair.
Yeah. But anyway, welcome back, listeners.
Hey,
and viewers,
welcome.
welcome to another episode of Mid Conversation with Oz and Curtis.
You've joined this conversation already in progress.
Yeah, your timestamp might say 00, but you're 7 minutes into our talk. So, no, welcome back to Let's Talk About Flicks, that weekly podcast where we take a monthly theme. This month's theme being oxymoronic titles,
Love it.
and we are talking about True Lies, the third entry to this month's theme, and the last double-digit
Uh-huh.
entry.
Episode
for-
99.
That's right. Old Aaron Judge is in the house.
Aaron Judge.
Oh,
Or Aaron
well-
or Aaron Donald, if you want to go for
Well,
that.
I'm thinking, I think Aaron Judge looks a lot like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So
You're not wrong there. I think Aaron Judge is taller. He's like 6'7".
yeah, he's a big dude. He's actually 9'9". That's where he gets.
He's just flip him over, yeah. He's not. It's if only all athletes just their number was their height.
Yeah, have a lot of duplicates, but
Yeah.
there'd also be a lot of roster spots. Is like, sorry,
Everybody's
sorry,
61.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kobe, we've already got him under contract. We
Yep.
can't have you on the
All
team.
right. Yeah, in the NBA, you could only have one player at each height.
Exactly. Well, you figure if you bring in somebody 6 foot to 7'3", you've got 15 basketball players.
There you go.
Yeah,
That would be that would really equalize things. in a
it
lot of
really
ways.
would.
Yeah.
Like we're going small ball. You can't.
No, you literally can't.
Yeah, so you can't go small ball. You have to have the roster spots. So
Unless you start like Muggsy Bogues, like you're like 5'3".
you throw a monkey wrench in there,
Got
and
Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, Nate
Exactly.
Robinson.
yeah, you got John Stockton in there.
Yep.
Although I think Stockton was like 6'1".
I think
yeah.
he'd be the center.
Yeah, right. You'd be the big guy. So, but yeah, we're here to talk about a movie though, for real, for real.
Not about imaginary basketball teams.
Right? No, that's a whole nother month. Of
That's a different
imaginary-
one. Imaginary basketball.
Right. We are here. This is your week. You've
Yes.
got episode 99. We are
Mhm.
covering True Lies, the James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger. At the time, like most expensive movie ever made.
Yeah, this was a big deal when this movie came out.
Which, I mean, yes, it was a long time ago, 94, but it really wasn't that long ago. Like 29 years ago, and it's like, oh, the movie cost $100 million. And
That's
it's
still
like,
a lot of money for a movie these days.
It
yeah.
is, but it's like with the shift in how Hollywood works of like everything has to be a tent pole anymore.
Yeah.
Like $100 million doesn't seem like it doesn't go as far as it used to back in our day.
$100 million ain't what it used to be.
No, it isn't. So I've got the cast this week.
Yeah, let's hear who's in this movie, who's involved in this flick.
I'm going to go ahead and name them all because the Wikipedia cast list is pretty short. We have our main character, Arnold Schwarzenegger, playing Harry Tasker, who basically is just playing Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's married to Jamie Lee Curtis, playing Helen Tasker.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a before this movie, a prequel to this on how they met, like how that all worked out, because Helen is like extremely conservative.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like you've married a multi-time Mr. Universe.
Yeah.
And
What did that courtship look like?
exactly. How'd that go down?
Well, you also wonder if Helen was always, again, I'm not not using the word politically, but always that conservative,
Right.
in her dress and her attitude.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like you almost wonder, and I know we'll get to this, of like if Harry picked up Helen using the same ploy that Bill Paxton was trying to use. I just need somebody to be my wife. We've got the comic relief of the movie, Tom Arnold playing Gib. We've got my true comic relief of the movie, Bill Paxton.
Yeah, he's great at this. Oh,
I love
he's
Bill
so
Paxton
great
in
at
this
this.
movie. And those are, you basically got the good guys there. Bill Paxton's just there because it's a James Cameron movie.
So he legally must be there.
Yeah, he's got to be in there. He steals the show though. You've got Tia Carrere as our art dealer / terrorist funder, Juno Skinner. Then you've got Art Malik as Salim Abu Aziz, the leader of the Crimson Jihad.
Yep.
12-year-old Elijah Dushku as the only child of the Taskers, Dana. Dana!
Hold on, Dana!
Right. It's like Arnold, what's a name that just rolls off your tongue? Dana.
I love how the way he pronounces it. There's like 3 Y's that end up in there. It's like
There's
DAAYYANYA.
Dana. So, There's some Y's and H's. You've got Grant Heslov as Fassel, and you've got Charlton Heston as Commander Nick Fury.
Basically, I guess that character was modeled after like old school Nick Fury. Yeah,
and it's like, I mean, you've got Chuck Heston in here, I guess, just to have him.
Yeah, why not?
Because like he's in a scene, and then he's just gone. It's almost like, hey, look, it's Charlton Heston. Like,
I guess Grant Heslov is like George Clooney's best friend or something.
It doesn't surprise me. Clooney doesn't seem like he probably truly rubs shoulders with like the Hollywood elite.
Yeah.
He just seems like, I'm laid back, easygoing, and handsome, but I'm going to be friends with who I'm friends with. So.
But I'm just a regular guy.
Just a regular.
It's me, just a regular guy.
If I wasn't doing this, I'd just be founding alcohol and selling it for billions. I mean, like a regular Joe.
I'd only be producing and directing.
That's all
like a regular guy. Hey, pass the old style.
If it weren't for these looks, I'd still be on Roseanne.
or what's that movie we just did a couple of weeks ago?
Oh yeah, Return to Horror High.
I almost said High School High. that George Clooney vehicle, High School High. With John Lovitz.
Another Tia Carrere film.
That was a Dangerous Minds knockoff, was it not?
Yes. It was again, it was bad, but it was supposed to be.
I forgot Tia Carrere was also in that.
Yeah, it was like the hot teacher that John Lovitz just
John Lovitz.
Oh my. I love John Lovitz.
Yeah, he's great.
That's it for the cast.
That's the cast. Short cast list.
Yeah, it really is a short cast, but they are a busy cast.
They are. There's a lot. As we're talking pre-show, there's a lot of plot in this movie. I'm going to do my best to keep this tight, but I literally took probably twice the amount of notes that I did do for most of the movies we covered.
Right. Yeah,
especially the ones where I know I've got the plot. So speaking of the plot, Oz,
I'm gonna go grab a sandwich.
Yeah.
You just get rolling.
I'll just keep going. Yeah.
Actually, while you go, I'm gonna go watch next week's movie.
Don't just get a sandwich. Like, go to the store, go to the deli counter.
I meant make a trip to get a sandwich.
Yes. We open on a castle in Switzerland because why not, Oz?
Yeah, why not?
Harry is swimming underneath an ice-covered moat.
This is true, guys. This isn't a lie.
There's no embellishing here. He's swimming underneath an ice-covered moat.
That would be fun. While we cover True Lies, occasionally just slip in a non-plot point. Tell the truth most of the time, and then slip in a lie. And then
he wrestles a boa constrictor. He's communicating with Gib and Faisal back of the truck. He emerges from the ice-covered moat, takes off his wetsuit, revealing a tux underneath. Because
he surfaces right at the ladder. Like, I was impressed with that one. Like, you're right, like exactly where you needed to be, and exactly when all the guards were looking the other way.
Yep. He threw a piece of raw meat, and the guards all chased after it.
Going after it.
The camera follows Harry as he walks through a gala speaking multiple languages. He spots the target, Jamal, as well as Juno, the aforementioned Tia Carrere, who's a dealer of Persian art, cozying up to him. Slips upstairs, climbs an exterior wall, and hacks into a computer. After he does that, he asks Juno to tango, as the guards begin to buzz about as they find the hole in the ice.
Yeah, keep in mind, all this is while, like, there are still names of credits on screen.
Yes. Yeah, and that was literally like 7 lines I had in my notes. That we still have on-scene credits. Ask Juno to tango. Gib is in his earpiece. Harry, we don't have time to tango.
Right.
Oh, Tom Arnold, the comic wit and genius of Tom Arnold.
Apparently, I read in the trivia too that like he didn't think he was going to get the role.
Yeah,
he did, and now he's like BFFs with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, they became really good friends on set, and I could see that. I have a feeling they have similar like political values and
yes,
yeah. When Harry is asked by a guard to see his invitation, he, of course, then sets off a C4 bomb that he planted earlier when he emerged from the ice. He's then chased by gunmen on skis and then snowmobiles before finally rendezvousing with Gib and Faisal.
Right.
Yeah. As he's at one point sliding backwards down a snow-covered mountain, shooting up in between his legs at guys on snowmobiles.
Yep. And hitting them.
Yes. As they're all missing him.
He's a crack shot.
Back in the States, Gib drops Harry off at his home, complete with fake souvenirs to sell the fact that he was overseas on some marketing conference or something. To keep up the facade with Helen and Dinah. Harry and Helen.
Hold on.
Come here. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
He's like, she's very non-vocal because he spent his entire fatherhood just like 2-word sentences to her.
They chit-chat in the morning. It's apparent that Helen feels neglected, Oz. Again, 15 years of marriage. Yeah, again, I don't
she's
get it.
neglected by a guy that knows how to tango.
And who's gone 18 hours a day, like 6 days a week.
I will give Harry props. He does an excellent job of not bringing work home.
That's I guess that's a silver lining if you want to put it that way.
He separates his personal and professional lives very well.
Gib shows up with sunglasses that have a camera embedded inside, so like the original Google Glass. Then he sees Dinah steal money out of, I think, Helen's purse or something like that.
No, Dana was, because Harry put him on, and she was stealing $20 from Gibbs.
Gibbs.
It was Gibbs' coat. He goes, she's stealing from you, and he's like, that makes sense.
Like he's got money to spare. That's alimony.
He keeps showing, he shows up at Harry's house with like $50 in cash and constantly leaves without it, and he never puts 2 and 2 together.
I wonder if it was Dinah. He can't spare that. That's Roseanne's alimony right there.
That's true.
At the office, Gib and Harry chit-chat, and they walk into Omega Sector,
right?
Which is the special op government task force, whatever.
They're basically the Men in Black.
Yeah. They walk through a long, sleek white hallway full of high-tech security. They debrief with Spencer Trilby, the aforementioned Chuck Heston. Was this movie before or after the Nick Fury movie with David Hasselhoff?
Oh, you keep talking, I'll look it up.
Okay. I'm assuming that movie inspired this one.
I had to have. No, that was 98.
It was 98? Okay.
This was before.
I'm sure the screenplay had been floating around Hollywood.
Yeah, when he was Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
They say they got the files from Jamal Khalid. They said that he had wired $100 million to terrorists. That was the guy who was back in the castle in Switzerland.
Yep.
Faisal expositions that they likely, again, another classic exposition scene. Hey guys, they likely smuggled 4 nuclear warheads they're trying to bring to the States. Thanks, script.
Yep. Well, it was already 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Done like a real Marvel movie.
Right.
One of the wire transfers in there was to Juno Skinner. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, the tango artist.
Mm-hmm. At Helen's office, she's talking with a coworker about how boring her life and marriage are. We can then cut to Harry using a fake identity to meet with Juno in her Washington office. Several no-good-looking guys are there, at least according to how we're supposed to see them.
Yeah.
She says that she's importing stuff from dangerous Middle Eastern countries. After Harry leaves, one of the workers walks into her office, closes the door behind him, and just smacks her upside the face.
Yeah. Hard.
Yeah. Like
Tina Carrere sold that really well.
She did. Calls her undisciplined and that they're being surveilled. So this guy who's pretending just to be kind of a grunt worker there is the one who's actually leading everything.
Right.
She expositions, it's a good thing you're paying me a lot of money. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay. Oh, okay.
So she can tango and has cash.
A bit later, she calls Harry at the office and asks if, this is Helen, if he'll be late to the birthday party that she and Dana are planning for him, which, of course, he is.
Right.
After leaving Juno's, Gib notices that he and Harry are being followed. I wish it was like in Loaded Weapon.
Yeah, right behind him.
They're literally in the back seat.
Back seat.
I think we're being followed now.
I think I can lose him.
It's the three guys from Juno's place, including Aziz. Yeah, I know, right? So they're following Harry and Gib. Gib calls Helen, tells her Harry's running late. He forgot something at the office. Yeah, because that's how things work here.
Yep.
Does Gib? Well, Gib says like he's been divorced 3 times, so like
yeah,
he doesn't have a family that like Harry has to cover for.
Right. Yeah.
This is a very very non-reciprocal relationship.
Yeah, he's a good wingman. For national security.
Yeah, a very pathetic wingman who has nothing else going from other than his job and his 3 alimony payments.
So Bill Belichick's pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Fair enough.
Bill Belichick. Let's see. The two bad guys who are not Aziz corner Harry in a bathroom. Harry shoots one, gets into a fist fights the other gigantic guy. I'm pretty sure it was the great Khalid.
I think it was.
Who was there fighting Arnold.
Elegante.
Complete with the muscles.
Complete with the muscle suit, yeah.
Elegante. And then Harry runs Elegante's head into the urinal, telling him, cool off.
Right. Because that's how I cool off, is I put my head in the urinal.
I know. I was thinking something similar as I was watching this.
It doesn't really work.
Man, I am warm. I wish there was a good urinal here. I could cool down. Ooh, minty fresh.
What I'd give for some urinal cake and a nice cool glass of urinal juice.
Just dab it around your neck, a little bit behind, little
if you get it on your wrist, it'll cool your blood.
A little behind the ears, for that after-dinner smell. Oh, Aziz then enters and accidentally shoots the other bad guy with a gigantic machine gun.
Yeah.
Gib hides behind it's like a 6 foot wide or like a 6-inch wide like a light pole to evade gunfire.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah,
because he's American.
Aziz pulls a guy off a motorcycle. Harry pulls a cop off a horse. They do have a really fun pursuit scene here, Oz.
I do, yeah. That's one thing. As comical and goofy as this movie is, it's still James Cameron doing it, so it's done well.
Yeah, so it's done very by the books in a good way. Let's see. As they chase each other, Aziz and the motorcycle end up in an elevator. Harry and the horse in another. Aziz jumps this motorcycle off of a roof of a high-rise into a pool on another roof. Yep. Harry then runs the horse like he's going to do the same, and of course the horse hits the brakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was, the bill, I don't remember the first time I saw this, but I can remember being like, oh my God, they're going to, you really get to believe it.
They're going to jump a horse off of a building.
Well, because at this point, in 93, 94, you're familiar with Schwarzenegger and what he does in movies.
Yeah.
So it's like, you expect this. You're like, we're just going to do this. And then it is funny when the horse just
they play it for gags. It slams on the brakes, throws him over. So, of course, Arnold is just hanging by the reins.
Yeah.
And then he looks, after the horse pulls him up, Harry looks at him and goes, "What the heck? What are you thinking?"
Yeah. Well, he can he speaks all those languages. He can speak horse.
He can speak equine. It's a Latin dialect, anyways. So.
It's the old language. If Mr. Ed can speak English, Arnold
that's
can
true.
Speak horse.
Yeah, if Mr. Ed can do it, and this horse certainly can. This is a professional horse.
Yeah, horses are smarter than you give them credit for.
Why the long face? Gib drops Harry off at home later. Of course, Helen is asleep at the dinner table. Harry missed the party. The next day at the office, the Omega Sector, they ID Aziz. They find out who he is, that he's leading a terrorist group called the Crimson Jihad. And Oz, we are getting really thick into the racism in this movie, which I have a feeling will come up later, but I think it's at least worth mentioning now.
Yeah. Classic Hollywood stereotypical racism.
Yeah.
Stereotism. I just created that phrase.
You're not wrong, my friend. It is. Yeah. This is definitely stereotism-y.
Yeah.
Harry goes to her office the next day to smooth things over by bringing her lunch. overhears her talking with a coworker about a mystery man, Simon, that she's been
Right.
seeing.
I don't have secrets at work, but if I worked in a cubicle and the person across the
Yeah.
aisle from me, like,
Hey,
right,
hey,
can't you email? Like,
or chat, you know?
yeah. I mean, she is a very vocal
Yeah.
whisperer.
You know that man you're seeing who's not your husband?
Right. Ooh, get a piece from me.
Simon! So Harry tells Gib that Helen is having an affair, and of course he says, "Welcome to the club, man."
Yeah. So, oh, that's it?
Yeah, because adultery's funny.
Yeah, good for you.
And Gib just tells him, like, "What do you expect? You're never there."
Yeah. Basically, all the things he could have been telling him as he's covered for him for 17 years, he waits until his family falls apart and then tells him, like, what do you expect, Harry?
Later at dinner, Helen lies about her day, despite the fact that Harry
Yeah.
knew. Yeah. At work the next day, Harry demands that Gib tap Helen's phone because that defines a healthy, functioning relationship.
Well, she's cheating on him.
So what
He's
other
not-
choice does he have than to use government resources
Yeah,
to tap
to-
his wife's phone?
Exactly. It's like,
I will say,
feel you, Harry.
to the film's credit, Gib even kind of calls it out, but even though he still does it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because Harry clearly is the largest human being in the city.
Yeah.
Like, and so you just, like, real... James Bond at least attempts to be somewhat inconspicuous at times. Like, here we're sending in Conan.
Helen, I was at the marketing conference in Europe.
Crumb.
Give me your clothes, your shoes, and your motorcycle. Dana.
Although I am a little upset that at no point did he instruct somebody to get to the choppa in this movie. There were so many choppas, and
There were lots of choppas, yes.
nobody was ordered to get to them.
No, there was no getting to. They were already there.
Disappointed.
At work the next day, again, he demands she tap her phone. Harry reads a transcript of a call that they had, Simon and Helen had. It sounds like Helen's lover is a spy.
Ooh.
The next day, after they put a tracker in the liner of Helen's purse, Gib and Harry follow her to a restaurant where she meets Simon, and he asks her, like, "Hey, are you sure you weren't followed?"
Right.
Acting kind of, and again, the movie is intentional about this, very spy-like, almost like Harry in real life. Harry and Gib, of course, quickly determine that he's a fake, and he's pretending to be a spy to attract Helen. Simon, in actuality, again, the great Bill Paxton, is a used car salesman.
Yes.
He's driving this fancy white, is it convertible or
Yeah, it was like
a little
a Porsche or something.
Yeah. He drives it back to the used car lot because that's
because he just borrowed inventory.
Harry, of course, then goes there pretending to be a customer. Simon gives away his entire fantasy game with women.
Oh, he's so proud of himself.
Husbands, if they took care of business, I'd be out of business.
Right.
There's a
Have you begging for buttermilk?
There's a fun little 5-second fantasy dream sequence where Harry just backhands him and
his face.
Yeah, it just kills him in one shot because that's hilarious, by the way. But and then it cuts to Harry back to him, and of course Simon's still talking. So
just yucking it up, and I love Simon.
Yeah.
I hate Simon. I'm glad that
he's a terrible person.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't know a Simon, but
Yes.
I love Bill Paxton as Simon.
Yes, correct. That night, Gib and Harry follow Helen as she rendezvous with Simon because he's given her a special assignment. As they're following the guy in the helicopter.
Yeah.
Yes, you heard that right, folks. The guy in the helicopter following Harry's wife, who he suspects of cheating on. Simon had taken her head and says, get down, they might see you. And of course, the helicopter pilot in the earpiece says she's got her head in the guy's lap, and Gib says maybe she's sleepy. Maybe she's sleepy. At Simon's, Harry's team carves open Simon's trailer,
like rapid fast.
Yeah, like they're unwrapping a can of tuna.
even watching it this time, I was like, how did they get the back of that trailer off? Like, because it's almost like they just like torched it open, like
Yeah.
you would see in the movies. But this was like just immediately like the world's largest saw just cut right through it.
It's like if you have like a brick of cheese and you take
Yeah,
like a cheese
yeah.
knife and it just
You just yeah,
yeah,
you use like the piano wire type stuff
yeah,
to
exactly.
just glide right through it.
So they carve open the trailer. Of course, in the chaos, Simon falls right between Helen's legs as they're captured. Some great just sight gags here.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is just a joy. Like,
Yeah, and she goes with it, understands the
yes.
humor here. Helen, of course, kicks Gib, and they're all masked at this point,
Yeah.
so they can't tell that it's Harry and Gib. Helen kicks Gib in the groin, and Simon is just screaming, "Take her, don't hurt me!" Back in an interrogation room, Gib and Harry talk with Helen through a voice modulator, and of course, Helen thinks that like these are the actual like the people that were going after Simon the spy.
Yeah.
And so, like, she's completely in over her head.
Oh yeah, she's totally catfished into this journey.
Mm-hmm. So they're in the interrogation room. Gib and Harry are talking to Simon, or to Helen, sorry, through a voice modulator. We flash back to Simon giving Helen a briefcase, like the first time they met. She's just having a lunch at some Eastern Asian restaurant.
Right.
And he comes in, "Take this. It's a matter of national security."
Oh, he's such a schmuck.
Yeah, but it works.
Oh, it does.
At least it works enough. Not quite as much as he wanted it to, but
right.
And Helen admits, like, I needed to feel alive when she's asked, "Why did you do this?" Again, she's bored.
Right.
15 years of, the husband not being there.
And Harry, we find out later, has been doing this for 17 years.
Yes. So before
their
they even
entire
met.
their entire marriage and relationship has been a lie.
When asked, Helen says she loves her husband. They then give her a special assignment, like, you need to do a job for us to get out of this. Then they interrogate
Doris.
I love that.
Doris.
Your contact Boris. Your code name Natasha.
Natasha.
She's so happy.
Doris.
Doris. They interrogate Carlos, aka Simon, on a dam. After seeing Harry's face, Simon asks if he's still interested in the Corvette.
Right. Hey, it's you.
You still with that vet? He just slips back into his car salesman mode.
Oh,
that's what
slimy.
he knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
almost
he just can't
comfortable,
help
Oh,
himself.
I know this guy. I'm totally safe.
I could still pull the sail off. He then pees himself, again, because we're a PG podcast, after he admits other, we'll say, personal inadequacies.
Right. He drives that sports car for a reason.
Yes, for things that he is not happy about with
compensating
himself.
Reasons.
Yes. It's a very short car, too, by the way.
Yeah.
The next night, the family eats dinner. Gib calls Doris on the phone. So, like, she goes to answer, like, the house landline. Tells her to go to a local hotel and dress sexy. She is given a mission. You have to plant a bug in the phone in an armed dealer's room while seducing him. That's the job, Oz.
Yep.
A shadow-hidden Harry plays the dealer using dialogue that another co-worker recorded in a French accent.
Right.
So she... Yeah.
I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Who's watching Dana?
It's pronounced Dana.
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 Like, Helen is like, I need to feel alive. I feel neglected. Meanwhile,
they're neglecting their daughter.
Dana's like, no wonder she's 12 years old and going to school with guys on motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. So Helen enters the room. And she does like a sexy dance for him. So there's some good physical humor. She takes kind of a pratfall as she's dancing.
Oh yeah, does it
but
well.
The silver lining is she feels very empowered and confident.
Yeah,
even though
I really good.
So even though she's doing this because she believes she has to, she's buying into it. She's putting her, I guess, what her version of her best self out there would be. I know there's some critics of this movie that consider parts of this movie to be kind of misogynistic, and you can make that argument.
Yeah.
But again, the flip side of it is that Helen is choosing to do these things. Like, she could have just done other things or half-heartedly. Yeah.
And you see it, and an actress of the caliber of Jamie Lee Curtis really pulls it off, because she comes in so just sheepish and
Meek.
pathetic.
Yeah.
And then just, you see her just gradually evolve into, like, I'm being recognized, I'm being useful.
Yeah, someone with agency.
Yeah.
So he tells her to close her eyes, and he kisses her, and of course she then clocks him with the phone. Never
3
sees his
times.
face until he then reveals himself. But before he's able to really
Dinah's
explain
mom.
things, it's me, Harry,
Dinah's mom.
your
Helen.
It's me. The real terrorists burst in.
I know, I love it.
Helen thinks they're after her in her spy persona. I love how she's always like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I had this as a good and switched it out, but it really is one of my. It's because it's not a very long scene, which is why I took it out. But it is one of my favorites of just watching. We know the truth.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know this about him, and it's just watching her try to work her way through this situation.
So Helen and Harry are brought to a private plane that Juno is on. She quickly figures out that they're actually married because, of course, Helen has a locket with both their pictures in it.
How do you think I got this?
That's right. Jamie Lee Curtis is so great in this movie.
Oh, she's she's way in over her head, but she's still for somebody as like I said, as just conservative, just trying to talk smack. Oh yeah, well, how do you think I
well again, she's had it, she feels empowered to I'm gonna be me, I am gonna do my best to own this situation,
right?
Because
I'm ramped up now.
At this point, what else do I have?
Because she really does still think I'm the agent, not him, me.
And if she's gonna do the job, she's gonna do it right, because that's what she wanted to do with Simon. So now is her real opportunity to do it.
Right.
Even though it's still not real.
No, it's not real.
So at the bad guy's hideout, Aziz and Juno reveal that they're using Persian sculptures to smuggle the nukes into the States. Aziz holds Helen at knife point. Harry reveals he's a spy. She punches him. Gib and Faisal are tracking the tracker in the meantime that they had planted earlier in Helen's purse. So they find out they're in the Florida Keys. While under truth serum, Harry comes clean to Helen that he's been a spy for, as you mentioned, 17 years.
Yeah.
Fun scene here. Harry tells the old man torturer exactly how I'm going to kill him, and then does exactly that.
I enjoyed this too, because he's so doped up while he's talking. I'm first going to use you as a human shield. And then I'm going to kill the guy over there with whatever tool.
Yeah.
I'm going to snap your neck. Oh, how do you plan on doing that? My handcuffs?
It's just a fun scene.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just so telegraphed, but it's still fun.
Aziz looks at a picture of Harry, Helen, and Dana. There's no foreshadowing there, Oz.
Oh, no.
Of course, they escape. Harry and Helen escape. Harry takes out several guys, does a sweet kickflip of a gun up to himself.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I love how Helen, which is, I'm sure, not sure, it absolutely was done intentionally, where Harry's doing all this and she goes, I married Rambo.
Yeah. Well, and
we're going to drop a Stallone reference in this.
Well, and who else wrote First Blood Part 2 but James Cameron? Yeah, so I actually had that in my notes here.
Our first real glimpse of Rambo as we know him.
Yeah. Aziz sets one of the nukes to blow in 90 minutes. They're just going to leave it there in the Keys and blow it up to send a message. Harry and Helen deduce that they have to stop them before they take the other 3 nukes further inland. We get the scene of Helen drops a machine gun down a flight of stairs. As it's tumbling, like a football kickoff
Yep,
down the stairs, like nose over tail, and of
onside
course,
kick.
yeah, it of course takes out like 15 guys.
Luckily, they just kept running in front of the bullets,
Yeah.
so it really helped her out.
And of course, doesn't hit her or Harry,
No,
but hits
she
every
was
other
upstairs.
person in a 5-mile radius.
Yeah. This isn't the Kingsman. They can't like curve bullets
Yeah.
or whatever that movie was.
David Beckham. Harry turns a gas pump into a flamethrower.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah, as the bad guys make off with a nuke and a chop, with one of the nukes in a chopper, and two of the other two nukes on trucks. Aziz shoots an RPG at Harry. Helen thinks he's dead. We get another scene of him swimming under the flames, mirroring the scene earlier. We swim under the ice. So she thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
Juno takes Helen hostage. Helen slaps Juno with her wedding ring turned inside to leave a big old gash on Tia Carrere's face.
And Juno's just gonna pop her. Like,
Yeah.
like she would have been dead if Aziz didn't step in.
Yeah, as he said, we might need a hostage.
Yeah.
But yeah, Juno. Yeah, she was gonna take
She
take
could
care
just
of
shoot her right in
there.
the face.
Yep.
Like,
As morning breaks, Gibbs' team arrives at the now abandoned base in the Keys. Harry, of course, walks out of the smoke and flames and gets onto the chopper with Gibb. Harrier jets take out the trucks on the bridge that carry two of the two remaining ones that are in the trucks. One terrorist. There's a fun little sequence here. One of the trucks is like teetering over the edge of the now like blown up bridge. And they think they're going to make it, and then a pelican lands on the hood of the car.
yeah, like the three guys are like celebrating, like, oh.
It's very like Bugs Bunny-esque.
Oh, for sure.
You may as well have seen like the driver hold up a yikes sign.
Gulp.
Bull. In Juno's limo, Helen and Juno fight over a gun, and we get the old driver takes a bullet bit.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
It happens a lot in movies.
Both these women are crack shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, neither one of them pull a trigger and miss.
Yeah, you're not wrong on that. Yep, the old driver takes a bullet bit. Harry
But
arrives.
still happens to drive a straight line.
Yeah, exactly. Good thing those guardrails.
Luckily, though, they're on the 7-mile stretch of like bumper lanes and a bowling alley.
just ping ponging back
Exactly,
and forth.
just pinballing down the highway.
Bumpers. Of course, now Harry arrives in the chopper and is yelling, "The bridge is out!"
What?
So after Helen and Juno keep fighting, Harry swoops in on the chopper. Helen is hanging out of the top of the limo, and one of the best special effects scenes. I think one of the best stunt scenes ever.
Yeah.
The way they had to do this. Oh my god!
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, kudos to Jim Cameron, and that when he's got a vision, it's going to happen.
So like this limo is speeding down, this stretch of this expanse of highway in the Florida Keys, and of course it's out at one point.
Yeah.
And Helen is just hanging out of the top, or Helen's stunt double, is hanging out of the top, and the helicopter swoops in and plucks her out just as it's going over the edge. I'm sure there's harnesses and stuff too.
Yeah, but
still,
you get
my god,
you get the vibe. I got the vibe at least. There probably wasn't many takes.
Oh, yeah.
This is like we got one shot, guys. Maybe
I don't
two.
know. Can we do that again? Can you kick your legs some more?
Right. We got a whole fleet of limos. Just keep them coming.
No, I think we got it. The Harrier jet does a vertical landing right next to a no parking on shoulder sign, which again I think is just a fun little thing.
Just silly.
Yeah. Harry and Helen make out in front of a green screen while a nuclear explosion happens behind them.
While Batman drops his bomb.
Yeah. Gibb tells Harry that, of course, Aziz now has Dana. How did that happen?
Well, because, she was left at home a few days ago. And
well, we know where her parents are, so nobody's watching her.
Right.
They hold themselves up in a Miami skyscraper. They already have a man on the inside. That man happens to be Faisal, pretending to be a cameraman because the bad guys asked for a camera crew to come up.
Right.
Harry then commandeers the Harrier jet and
Yeah.
flies towards Miami because, of course, he can fly a Harrier jet.
And that's okay because Gibble signed for it.
Yeah. So smarmy.
Yeah.
Dana steals the key to arm the nukes. As they chase her onto the roof, Faisal takes out 3 guys with a gun hidden in the camera.
Quickly takes him out.
Yeah, he does.
You get the feeling, too, that's like his first, second, and third kills.
Probably.
Like, the look on his face after he's done was almost like, whew.
Yeah, glad that worked.
Unlike Harry, that's like, it's Tuesday. How many are dying
exactly.
today?
Dana crawls out in a construction crane that's on top of this giant skyscraper. She threatens to drop the key. At that moment, a different terrorist at a different floor is looking out the windows of the skyscraper with binoculars. We get another great sight gag here. As Harry's Harrier rises directly into view of this binoculars, and then he just unloads on this like entire floor full of bad guys with the automatic, who knows caliber machine gun that are on these planes.
It's just, whatever minigun they've got harnessed to it. It's like Jesse Ventura was hanging out the side.
All sweetness.
That's right. Long Tall Sally playing on the soundtrack.
She's so sweet. I ain't got time to bleed.
Nope.
Aziz does a double take as Harry flies the jet underneath.
I did enjoy the double take.
Earlier today when we were texting back and forth, I think my reply to you at one point was a gif of Aziz doing the double take.
It was, and mine was a gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger playing like thumb wars with both Dana and Helen at the table. I got you.
I got both of your thumbs. Even yours, Dana.
Yakety yak.
Oh my god, that's a twins reference if anybody's keeping score there.
Episode something or other from the past.
Yakety yak, his aggressive yakety yak. Don't talk back. Harry he fires at a terrorist chopper with the gun, misses. Aziz jumps onto the Harrier as well. No, Dana! She's struggling to hang out of the nose of the plane.
I think at one point he unbuckles and stands up to help her regain her grip. Like the autopilot on these things.
It's like the dad putting his arm across the kid, like when you're taking a sharp turn.
Right.
Aziz attacks Harry in the knife while Harry's in the cockpit. Of course, Harry fights him off with one hand.
The opposite hand, even.
Yeah. Harry then backs the jet through a building that's behind him, sending Aziz crotch first into the tail wing. I'm just thinking of, I probably shouldn't say it, but that TV series that's in, oh my god, Luke Wilson, Idiocracy.
Oh yeah.
Ow my something.
Yeah.
Rhymes with walls.
Yeah.
Harry tips the jet so that Aziz falls. However, Aziz, the scrap from his machine gun gets caught on a missile, and then we get one of those Arnold moments where the camera pushes in on him and says, "You're fired," as he fires the missile through a building.
Yeah.
Through a building, the same floor of the building that he cleared out with a machine gun, into the bad guy chopper on the other side of the building.
He takes out, he took out the entire Crimson Jihad.
Yes.
Minus Faisal's 3 guys in 8 hours.
Yeah, he got them all, everyone. Yeah. On the ground, Harry says to Dana, "Hi, pumpkin." It has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to say hi, pumpkin.
That's fair.
We then get a quick epilogue scene here, Oz, of Dana and Helen playing Harry in Thumb War at the table, with the weird Arnold face. He made similar faces in Total Recall.
I was just going to reference Total Recall. Yeah.
Surprise! Cut to let's see. Helen then gets a call for Boris and Doris.
Oh yeah.
Helen turns to Harry. "We're on." Cut to a fancy ballroom, very similar to the beginning of the movie, Oz.
We're back in Switzerland or something.
People dancing. They don't yet see their contacts, but Harry and Helen are there. They spot Simon.
Yeah.
Yes, folks, that same Simon is there as a waiter pretending to be a spy to hit on a woman.
Right.
Simon then pees himself as Helen and Harry approach him. They then begin to tango as Gib yells on their earpieces, get serious. Harry, they're like doing the exchange the rose in the mouth thing. And then we get a mid-credit scene, Oz, of Gib complaining that he's always in the van. He's been in the van for 15 years. And that, folks, whew, it was almost as much as the Lord of the Rings episode.
Almost.
Yeah. That, folks, is 1994's True Lies. Oh, exhale.
Yeah, that's a lot of plot.
There's a lot of plot in this movie. Almost 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah.
All right, hey, folks, we're at that point in the show where Oz and I each give our own unique rating to the movie we've been yapping about. 94's True Lies, Jim Cameron helmed. Oz, how would you rate this flick?
I'm going to give it 12 Dinas. Pumpkin.
Hi, pumpkin.
So 12 Danas for me. What do you
12
got?
Danas. I'm going to go with 89 douchkus.
Okay.
I think that's a form of currency in
I
like
think
the Czech Republic.
I think it was on the same album as 99 Luft Balloons.
It was. It was the B-side to that single.
Yeah, it was the B-side to that.
It was 99 Luft Balloons and 89 douchkus.
But like the club mix.
The Fat Boy Slim Super Mix.
Exactly.
Christopher Walken was also in that video.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
Next up, folks, we have Outside Insights. Oz and I have been scouring the interwebs, searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, and we hope they tickle yours as well. Oz, what is your Outside Insight?
I've got a half-star review from Elise Dumas, left in January of this year. She says, sexist, racist, and a little bit homophobic. It didn't help that the 40-year-old incel next to me found every moment of it hilarious. A different guy next to me, not Jonathan. Jonathan only found the sexist bit funny.
Who's Jonathan?
I don't know.
It was probably Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
It was probably the amazing Jonathan, that comedian magician.
Jonathan Price.
Right? Yeah, but Jonathan, he only laughed at the sexist stuff.
No, not the homophobic stuff,
No.
not the racist stuff.
Nope, just that. Not like that other 40-year-old incel. So that's Elisa's half-star review.
All right.
What do you got?
Mine comes back to July 2004 from the Internet Movie Database, left by Boba_Fett. So, Boba Fett, big
Boba
follower
Fett.
of the Internet Movie Database.
Yeah.
I mean, what else has he got to do in that Sarlacc pit?
Yeah. Well, he actually is one of the most prestigious film reviewers in the Republic.
He's Rotten Tomatoes certified.
Right.
That Boba Fett. This is a 10 out of 10 review. Finally, a movie of which I can say budget well spent. The action really jumps off the screen, but it never feels overdone or forced, which is thanks to action director veteran James Cameron. He should stick to directing movies like this, The Terminator, and Aliens. Please, no more movies like Titanic. Stick to where your talent lies. This movie can be described as an American James Bond, meaning that everything is bigger, and I'm not just talking about Arnie's chest.
Make you begging for buttermilk.
Yeah, Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Big name reviewer there.
Yeah, good. Nice job, Boba Fett.
Uh-huh. All right, hey folks, it's that time of the show you've all been waiting for, our signature Let's Talk About Flicks segment, the 3-2-1.
And the last one we're doing for a double-digit movie.
The last one before we hit triple digits, folks. The 3-2-1, in which Oz and I will each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about the movie in question, True Lies. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
My first one's Bill Paxton. Just in the small role he has, he's just the perfect slimeball, and I love him for that. So number 1, Bill Paxton. Number 2 is I always get a kick out of the reaction of the Crimson Jihad cameraman, like in their first incident where he's recording Aziz, and then the battery dies on the camcorder.
And he's like shaking and sweating.
And he just kind of pulls his head out a little bit, but he doesn't want to tell him.
Like his mouth is hanging open.
Yeah. And it's like, and then he tells him and he kind of gets scolded, but it's just comical when you see the battery dying, and it's like they're trying so hard to be this like upstanding and threatening
Yeah.
like terrorist group, and they just so dysfunctional.
Yeah.
So that little bit makes me happy. And my third one, it's just organizing that helicopter and limo stunt.
Yeah.
Like to visualize it is one thing, but to pull it off is another. And because there was no green screen in that scene. Like, so good job, everyone involved there, except for one. But I'll get to him in my bads.
Got it. Okay.
What do you got?
All right. Well, as my three goods, I'm just going to start with the chemistry amongst all the lead actors. Schwarzenegger is never going to be known for his acting chops. However, I thought he was very solid in this movie. And Jamie Lee Curtis like carries it. Like she's so great in this movie. Again, we could argue about to what like kind of where that needle moves as far as misogyny and empowerment and agency, and you could make a legit argument both ways. But again, her performance in this is rock solid, and even Tom Arnold.
Yeah,
Tom Arnold of all people.
Yeah,
is solid in this movie. We've already mentioned Bill Paxton. Again, they're great chemistry, great performances by the leads. My second good. Let's go with the bathroom fight motorcycle / horse chase.
Right.
Just again, super fun sequence.
Yes.
You could tell it's not taking itself seriously. And it's literally a horse like riding through a hotel, riding through, like this high rise.
Yeah.
After a guy on a motorcycle, and that's after the urinal cooling off scene.
Right. The nice comfortable urinal bath.
Boy, have I worked up a sweat.
Cool off
In the urinal.
Here.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with my last good, the kind of unorthodox plot structure. As we talked a little bit earlier, there are three distinct acts to this movie, and the first act is he's the spy.
Yeah.
The second act is the Helen stuff.
Yeah.
The Helen Simon things, and the last act is your culminating bit with the bad guys and all that. But again, it's kind of an unorthodox plot structure, and then it's almost three different stories that do tie together and work as an overall narrative, but it's not quite as linear as you would expect in kind of a big budget action movie like this. So yeah,
right.
I like the not sort of the off kilter storytelling.
Nicely done. I like those as well.
All right, hey, those are my three goods, Oz. What are your two bads?
My first one is just like Harry as a husband and father.
Mm-hmm.
Like I won't say he makes up for it, but he gives off a lot of like Mr. Incredible vibes.
Sure.
Like like his family is his fake life.
Yeah.
And that's not how it should work when you've got two people that love you and care for you and treat you with like their life, and you're just they're secondhand to you. So that's my first bad. And my second one,
I'll jump in there really quick too.
Yeah.
It's a lot. The way you describe that, it reminds me a lot of kind of like how Batman sees himself.
Yeah.
Like Batman is the real person.
Exactly.
Whereas Bruce Wayne is the
costume.
Yeah, that's the costume. There was this. I haven't actually read this, so I hope I'm telling this correctly. But I guess there's a Justice League story in which all the Justice League members are compelled to like tell the truth about and like reveal their identities to each other. And like Wonder Woman, I'm Princess Diana. Superman, I'm
probably
Clark
like
Kent.
Justice. It's probably like Justice League Real World.
It is. Mad real. Tron was there.
Yeah.
But when it's Batman's turn, he says, "I'm Batman."
Right.
Like my name is Batman. Like that's his identity.
Right. That's his identity.
Like when he thinks his own internal monologue, it's as Batman. It's not as Bruce Wayne.
Well, and Superman's the same way. Like the hero is him. It's Clark Kent's the costume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but again, it's not.
But he's not.
You could argue he's also an alien too.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah. He's not like Batman's not an alien.
Yeah, but with it's pathological. We're a little off. I'm taking this off topic here, but
no, it's fine. You can steal my bads.
I'll be better.
We've only listened to you talk for 50 minutes.
I'm gonna plant my hands in my armpits and pout.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
My movie, not yours. Mine.
But no, I agree with you. Like Harry Harry's life is the espionage
Yes.
stuff, and he goes home to fake it.
Yeah. And his family deserves better.
Absolutely, absolutely. And my second bad is to get real world here. Like apparently 12-year-old Elijah Dushku was molested by
This was a possible bad for me as well.
by like a stunt coordinator on
Yeah.
the movie. And that's just gross.
Mm-mm.
Like
Yeah. Ugh.
no.
Like Hollywood, you have to protect these child actors.
Yes.
You have to.
And she lived with that for years.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and so that's just gross.
Yeah.
That's a no.
If you are going to work with children in these sets, you have to protect them.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. So that's my second bad is that's just awful.
Yep.
No way around it.
That's bad.
What do you got for your bads?
My bads, I'll just be obvious with the first one. This movie is racist. It's a lot of fun, but it is racist. Oh my goodness. Come on. Could you be more stereotypical with your depiction of your classic, like, terrorist Middle Easterners? Like, come on.
Let's make them brown. Let's give them oily hair. Let's give them very Middle Eastern names, and let's get them in America, but they hate America.
Yeah.
Every
stereotype you could come up with.
Yep.
Or is the coin you termed earlier stereotism?
Yeah, stereotism.
Yeah. Super racist movie. So that is my first huge bad.
Yeah, big one.
My second bad is I'll be a little more lighthearted with this one. At one point, Harry, I think, is angrily walking a small dog, and he yanks on the leash. and you hear the dog just kind of yipe for a second. Like, come on, Harry, that dog didn't deserve that.
That's your family dog. Like,
yeah.
Like it's like everything in your family is just not interesting to you.
Mm-hmm. Just be gentle to the dog. Come on.
Right.
Be better than that, Harry. So yeah, those are my two bads. Hey Oz, what's your one for True Lies?
All right, so in our first real meeting of the Crimson Jihad, where Aziz is standing in the middle and he's being the hype man, and everybody's got a machine gun and they're just firing straight into the air. Where do those bullets go?
It's like when you shoot an arrow straight up.
Yeah. There were hundreds of bullets, like many men with machine guns just firing at will, like on repeat, and like those bullets got to go somewhere. You would think they would rain down on you, but no.
Well, maybe Oz, I got a theory. Maybe when Helen dropped that machine gun, it wasn't actually that gun that was doing the killing. It was minutes later. All of the other bullets just raining down from heaven, coming down at terminal velocity.
Yeah, it's like James Cameron took a little grassy knoll theory here.
Yeah.
We didn't see the angle of those bullets.
Yeah, it wasn't just the fourth floor window of the Texas Book Depository.
Nope. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Helen's machine gun missed everyone, but it was a rain of bullets in the air.
They did it to themselves, folks.
That's why you don't shoot guns in the air.
No, that's why you don't shoot guns in the air, folks.
Oh, that's my hunt. Where do those bullets go?
Yep.
What's your hunt?
Oh God, I got a couple possibilities here. I'll throw out a couple quick ones and then I'll do the real one. One, how do you wear a tux under a wetsuit?
I don't know. Ask Arnold.
I don't know. That's a lot.
You think it would bunch up? It would bunch up somewhere.
Yeah, someplace. Let's go with two. Why are all James Cameron movies just bathed in the color blue? Everything is blue.
Yeah. The Abyss makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, because it's in water.
Water the entire movie.
But it's just blue everywhere. Aliens, the Terminator movies.
Oh yeah.
I'll go with my real So this is for the labeling in the YouTube video. Towards the end, when Dana is hanging onto the nose of the plane, and she climbs up and puts her hands, her wrists, her forearms, her elbows around the shattered glass of the cockpit.
I thought this too, I believe.
How were her arms not just like severed at this point? Because like this isn't like like your standard window pane glass. This is military grade glass.
Yeah.
And she's clinging onto it like with all of her arms and her upper body.
I thought that as well. Like, ooh, Dana, she bled out shortly after the film. That's why Boris and Doris could go all around the world.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, pumpkin.
Bye, pumpkin.
So yeah, she must have like adamantium skin or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah, probably. She's 12.
Yeah, she's 12. All right. Well, hey, folks, that was True Lies.
Yeah.
And that was number 99.
Episode 99.
Oh!
We've done it. We've made it to the big time.
The big time. This is where the algorithm really kicks in.
We're going to spend a lot more time in triple digits than we did in double.
Uh-huh. Yes, we will.
Just mathematically.
Yes, I think that your numbers check out there.
Unless we skip a few numbers and just
Yeah, take some liberties.
Jump ahead. But no.
It's like Marvel Comics' numbering system.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to wrap up the month of September with episode 100.
100!
And a movie that you and I have a very large.
Oh, love it.
We are going to go back in time. We've covered some Lord of the Rings already.
Mm-hmm. We have.
Further back into director Peter Jackson's world, and we are going to cover another great oxymoronic title. We are going to talk Dead Alive.
Oh, this movie is so great.
Yo, it is. Like, I will just be smiling the entire
Yes,
episode.
it's just going to be us laughing at the lines in this movie.
I don't know how many times each of us will probably throw back a Zengaya. It'll happen.
Your mother ate my dog.
You got the bite.
WLWL.
He hasn't made a good custard in years.
We can just keep doing this.
Oh, yeah. We could do the entire movie right now. Again.
I kick for the Lord.
What for the Lord? But yeah, we're gonna cover Dead Alive, Peter Jackson's New Zealand, just bloody, messy, visceral zombie comedy.
For a couple of decades, was quite literally the bloodiest movie ever made.
Oh yeah, like it's so much blood that they're like slipping and falling.
Like they're taking pratfalls for intentional humor.
Yes, yeah.
It's supposed to be funny.
Right. And this movie is so great though. Like the story is goofy, they know it's goofy, they lean into it. The special effects are amazing.
Yes, especially for that era and on that budget.
Yes. And so we will be back to cover it's one of those that it's like right up there with like UHF and and like movies like Kingpin where it's like we're going to cover one that really makes us happy.
Yeah.
Like we love the movies we've been watching, and we've watched a lot that we don't, but this is one that it's like, this is why we have the show. Like,
I mean, this movie's right up there with You, Me, and the Christmas Tree.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Right up there. It's right behind Saving Silverman for me.
and Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dracula Dead and Loving It, yeah. If you want to rank your favorites, you can start with any of them, but you'll end up somewhere back on Dead Alive. So, yeah. I do love this movie. Very, very much looking forward to watching it, talking about it with you. I was even telling my wife, she's like, what are you guys watching next week? I go, Dead Alive. And she smiled. She goes, I'm going to watch it with you. I haven't seen that in a while. Like, I'm excited for this one, for sure.
Yeah,
so,
I am super excited about the movie and the fact that it is episode 100.
100, yeah. Like, I don't even know if Sesame Street got this high.
No, I don't think the count can hit triple
I know
digits.
they had 100 episodes, but I don't think the count can count this high.
No.
But yeah, we will be back next week for episode 100. Patreon link down below. I don't even think we threw a shout out to them. Patreon subscribers.
Oh, yes.
Name 80K. Thank you for your patronage. We are turning over to episode 100, and then a couple weeks later, we're turning over to year number 2. So yeah, let's talk about Flicks. It's got some legs.
It does. We're lasting. We're in it for the long haul, folks.
That's right. We're like Forrest Gump. Not Lieutenant Dan.
No.
We have legs.
That we do.
Yeah, so we'll wrap up September. We'll also reveal October's theme. it's the month of Halloween, so
Yep. Yes, it is. There's a hint for you, folks. That's called
Yep,
a
it's
teaser in our business.
and there's no Halloween next month. That's not the teaser, but we are definitely going a little bit more of a scary theme. But we'll reveal that next week when we cover episode 100, Dead Alive. Social media wise, you can find us Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do what you're supposed to with your like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Go into your settings and switch your phone's notifications.
Right. Just do all of it all. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. The more the merrier. So we will be back next week when you can listen to us just gush over Dead Alive. So for Let's Talk About Flicks, I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis.
We'll see you guys next week.